Hi, this is Julie Smisek with the Minnesota Master Naturalist Program, and I'm coming to you from Faribault, Minnesota in my backyard. I decided today was such a beautiful day I would come out, check out what's turning green in my backyard. Even though there's still a lot of brown leaves from last fall, there are some things popping up. And the one thing I will look for every spring are these plants right here. You can see there's a cluster of 3 right next to each other, and then if I look a little further up, you can see more. 10, 15 years ago, I used to think these were native phlox, which are very beautiful. I was fooled. These are actually very similar to native phlox, even in their flower appearance. They have this rosette shape of leaves. Often we'll have the leftover stem from last fall. That kind of gives it away. But these are actually Dame's Rocket, which is an invasive plant here in Minnesota. So now that I've learned that, I will come out here every spring and even will keep checking during the early part of the summer, and I will remove these. And so I usually just do it by hand. I'll just grab them at the base, pull and twist, and look for how much of that root. Sometimes you won't get much, and then you try to look for the rest of it. Sometimes if you're lucky, you'll get pretty much the whole thing. Like there's a nice chunk of root, that nice long, looks almost like a taproot. Lots of fibrous roots on there as well. But even if I don't get all of the root, I know that that plant is not going to flower and seed. And so I'm stopping that from spreading over the spring and summer. And so the one thing that I did learn about these, even though they are invasive and they should be removed, you can use them. I haven't tried this myself, but I did do some reading. There are foragers who pick these, especially this time of the year. You would remove like these brown kind of dry outer leaves, and you would pick these inner leaves. You can actually pull the whole plant out, and you can cut off the base after you remove the root, and you can use them in the place of spinach and sauces and other dishes. You can just heat them up and wilt them like you would spinach. You can use them with in place of arugula. According to some foragers, it kind of has a sharp yet sweet flavor. Like I said, maybe someday I'll try that. I haven't tried it yet, but it kind of sounds interesting since I'm going to pull them out anyway. But this is removing Dame's Rocket from your backyard. Again, it's an invasive species and should be eradicated. Hope you learned something new today, and thanks for listening. Have a great spring.